Welcome back to another episode of Projecting Grandeur. This is the last episode of 2025. Today is December 31st, and tomorrow will be a new year. And we will put out a new episode tomorrow to start out 2026, but it's really hard to believe that the year has already flown by. For those of you that don't know, I launched this show earlier in 2025 with a goal of passing on whatever knowledge I had to help entrepreneurs become the best that they can be. And I said this before, I don't have all the answers, but I have started and exited multiple businesses, grown two businesses to over 9 figures in sales. And I only tell you this because I do have some things that might be of value to entrepreneurs just getting started or seasoned entrepreneurs already on their journey. I continue to bring on guests that are way smarter than me, have way more experience to give a different perspective and a different insight. But the whole concept of projecting grandeur is about projecting out what it is that you're going to accomplish long before the world gives you permission. Not waiting for people to tell you that it's okay to give it a try, not waiting for someone to say, okay, you've made it, so therefore, you can project this confidence out. It's about believing. It's about knowing. It's about something inside that says, I can do this. And that is what projecting grandeur is all about. And as we wrap up the 2025 year, I just want to encourage all of you to do a few things, if you haven't already done them, before the year gets going. So first and foremost, you have to have goals and you have to have a plan. And inside of those goals and inside of that plan, you have to have, broken down iterative actions that you can do, or gates, if you will, so that as you go into 2026 and you're working on your plan, you're working on your goals, that you know what those checkpoints look like. Because if you wait until December 31st, 2026, it's going to be too late. You have to create, quarterly, you have to create monthly, weekly, and even daily tasks and goals that you want to accomplish in order to make sure that 2026 is the best year that it possibly can be. Now, every time, I set my new year goals, they're always best case scenario. They're always, what I aspirationally hope to accomplish. But throughout the year, you're inevitably going to have challenges. You're going to have curveballs that get thrown your way, and you have to be able to pivot. You have to be able to adjust. You have to be able to, revise your plan. And that's why you have these small iterative steps, so that you can see if you're on track and if you need to make tweaks and adjustments along the way. So if you haven't already done so, as we wrap up 2025, if you want to have a great 2026, you need to create a plan, and you need to create these gates or these checkpoints, to ensure that your plan can happen. The other part of, the end of the year that I like to think about is, did I, mentally and physically accomplish the things that I want? We have these business goals, but in order for you to achieve those, you probably have to be the best version of yourself. And for me, as I'm getting older into my 50s, I needed to make sure that I could be in peak physical condition. And so I think I mentioned this before, one of my goals was to no longer drink, which I haven't in over a year now, work out 7 days a week, which I know many experts would tell you that's not good. However, for me mentally, it's just as important. And so I always try to do something physically active every day. I've done that. I've also adjusted my sleep schedule so that I get up at the same time every day, 7 days a week, which for me is 4 a.m, which may seem a little crazy, but it's just been what I like to do. It's like my day starts. It's my most important time between 4 and 5:30 when I'm working out and I'm getting my head clear and really getting ready for the day. And so as you start thinking about your goals for the year, you need to have your business goals, but you need to think about what personally you need to do in order to make those business goals happen. If you're all of a sudden saddled with health issues, or you're living a lifestyle that's not conducive to what you're trying to accomplish, now's the time to make those adjustments. So again, as we wrap up 2025, I want to thank everybody who has, participated, who has joined in our community, who has commented, who has liked, who has subscribed. It means the world to me that you actually care. We've put out 182 episodes in 2025, and we'll continue to put them out in 2026. Again, the goal, I believe entrepreneurs change the world. I think they disrupt. I think they innovate. I think they make the world a better place. And if I can, give 1% of knowledge, that helps that, or whatever percent, that I can give to make you better, then I'm all about that. So thank you so much for joining in, being part of the Projecting Grandeur community. And I'm looking forward to making 2026 an even better year. So go out there, have fun today, but don't forget, tomorrow's the first day of the new year, so don't waste it. Have a great day, everyone, and look forward to talking to you next year.